Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I am happy to be here. And it feels epic just to get to this moment.
It really does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And and part of that epicness for me was this anger that I was feeling. This strange anger. And
Welcome to day 2.
welcome to this. We're only getting started.
Yeah.
And I was feeling this anger, and I was realizing that this anger, it's so easy for it to come in to my world, and all of a sudden, I'm frustrated, and I don't even know why. It's like this anger just kind of comes, just it kind of creeps in really kind of slow,
Mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden I'm in this really strange place with whatever I'm doing, and
It's been happening a lot.
yeah,
And it's so insightful. It's probably one of the main reasons that we're doing Marching Forth.
absolutely.
It's one of the roadblocks.
It's the main thing.
You think it's the main one?
Yeah. Well, for me it is.
Yeah,
Maybe you
I
have
don't know what
something.
mine is yet. But
Yeah. Oh, you'll find it. But
it is, because we're marching forth.
yes.
And we're bringing out the process of it. 2025, marching forth. Today's the 5th, day 2.
Day 2.
And yeah, I've been seeing this man work through, realize some things that it just crept up into life, even over the last few years. When you say?
I just said that, yes.
It just crept in.
It crept in.
In little tiny increments.
Yeah.
And we didn't realize
and it just sort of like
you didn't.
molded and shaped itself into these weird things that I was going through in my mind.
Weird modes of modus of operandi, modes that were beneath the surface, like
and you know and when I realized that I was having this anger thing going on, it was like this epiphany, because I was feeling the anger, but I was also seeing it from a different vantage point. Like I could see the anger before. The anger was just in me, and it was controlling, and it was doing things in my life that I didn't even imagine. And now I came, and now this anger, I'm seeing it, and it's so it's like, whoa, it's like a real push pull even now, where that anger is, it just like comes out. And the best thing that I have done for that kind of feeling is to scream into a pillow. That is the most. It just lets it all out. And at the same time, I feel like there's so much in there. It's like it's going to take a minute to kind of release it all, and even, I mean, I wonder. I know everybody has anger. I just know it. Everybody gets angry. Everybody gets angry once in a while. And for those who don't get angry, those are probably the most angry people.
Could be.
Well,
could be.
In my for me, I can feel it in that manner.
And our coach is always saying that is a great practice to do for anyone, because it's true. Like, we all have something that has gotten to us, some kind of episodes that happen at some point, and some people just operate or function
with it.
Yeah, like right
they just
over
function
it.
With it.
Over it. And then, but
right
sometimes a little weird thing can become a big thing, because this thing was festering below the surface. So it's kind of like we have this relief valve that we could utilize and scream into a pillow. But I told her, like, I'm sure I have some anger, and I have let it out with or without a pillow. But one time I really let it wail during the World Retreat era, and I screamed so hard that it actually hurt my throat, like for months. Like, it was really bad. So I'm finding other ways to let mine out, which definitely involves like punching, power walking, kicks, like my own version of, kicking karate that I make up just to like, get it out. Maybe I have some sound, but I really like, if it's too much for your voice, find something physical that you can just,
And on that point, there are times when I can feel my throat. So I'm when I'm letting it out. I also want to be careful with my throat because I love to sing.
Mm-hmm.
So but it's kind of a struggle because my body is just like and I want to let that be whatever it wants to be. Let that vortex take over so it like dissipates.
Mm.
But I want to be careful with my voice too. But
So anger is the big topic of the day. To March 4th, find a healthy way to deal with anger. How does anger hinder you? How has it?
Anger hinders me because
suppressed anger. Maybe it's not the anger. That's what we found out today.
Right.
That idea, maybe you want to bring out some of that.
What was
like,
it?
It was energy to utilize.
Oh. Right. We were talking about anger and like and how anger is an energy. Anger is a force. Anger is movement. Anger is electrified, and we all of us can tap into that anger and focus it. I am focusing my anger on my finances, and I'm focusing my anger on it to upheaval that stuck place that I am with my finances. And so that anger can be such a great channel for focus. I mean, I get so focused when I'm angry. If you're angry, aren't you focused on it? I mean, it's the only thing you can really think about is that anger moment. And so it's like it's such an energy that we can, that I'm beginning to see that it can push me to higher levels of who I want to be. It can push me because, damn it, I'm not going to stop here.
Like, we're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. Or what's that other one? There's another, but there's some songs that bring it out, that it can be a power, like a realization.
Yeah.
And utilize that anger for good. There's even some story people use, the Jesus Christ, the Christ, going to the temple and being angry at money lenders and things like that. Like, yeah, even saintly types can have anger about things, and it's okay. It's an energy.
It's an energy.
Wow. Yeah, that was good, because I noticed when you said it, I was like, oh. I said, like, does your body feel hot? Is your heart racing? It's like, that's good. Because imagine, like, say something like a resentment or fear may or may not trigger action, but anger can be an energy to, like, have a nice wave of energy, like a tidal wave, to change things.
Exactly.
Woo!
Yeah.
remover of obstacles,
So,
Ganesh energy, creation destruction energy,
mm-hmm. Yeah. There you go.
anger
There you
can
go.
be forceful in a good way.
It really can.
Harness that. It's good to feel it.
I think so.
And then it's like, what are you gonna do with it? Like, where do you want to be?
Because it's like when I'm pushing myself to do something that's either difficult or whatever, you know, and if I can let some of that anger and frustration out as I'm doing it, I think it opens the channel for a different way of seeing something that maybe I wouldn't have seen it in that way before. So
Well, thank goodness for pillows. I guess as long as someone's expressing their anger, causing no harm to themselves
yeah,
or others.
yeah, that's the real
We need a
disclaimer that's a
here.
good caveat to say. Yeah, I would never suggest doing anything to your body to yeah. I mean it's all in here. It's all in the mind.
Well, that's a good thing. So
Well,
I was thinking about.
I just get like energized.
You're
just
getting
thinking,
about-
I mean, it's like
Wow.
I'm getting pissed. I laugh, but yeah, you know, it's
Well, I realized yesterday, kind of late, I totally forgot that March 4th, yesterday, happened to be Mardi Gras. And that's like a day to just like let it all hang out, in New Orleans where I was born and raised. And there's just, a lot of reverie, like celebration of all things of the body, all physical bodily pleasures and things like that. And, it's also could be like some excessiveness in different areas. So it's funny that in certain ways that has paralleled the start of marching forth, because it's kind of like there's a lot of like excess muck, things that we're breaking through to bring our music out in new ways, like after some period of dormancy. Like there's like, so it's like there's just been this ball of wax that we're sort of like starting to carve the wax away, and it's like there's mess, like there's
like
wax shavings and
bowl of spaghetti.
okay, like
Ugh.
eggshell. Oh, like the famous photograph of like little toddler eating a bowl of spaghetti with the
with
bowls
the
in their
bowl.
head, and there's like
Yeah.
spaghetti sauce everywhere and little. It's pretty gross looking. So there's aspects of this anger process, or just that idea of starting this marching forth, because it's like if things are not working the way you want it, it's okay. Like some upheaval, like cleaning house is good.
That's a good that
mental
that,
house,
that's
too,
an
emotional.
interesting thing to it's like cleaning house and shaking things up is just like letting your anger out.
Oh yeah. And it's working out. Like spring cleaning will be happening during this 60-day adventure we have until we have May the 4th be with you. It'll be in 60 days. So
Yeah, I wonder how angry I'm gonna be then.
but this is great. But it's kind of funny that we started on Mardi Gras, like this day of kind of excess and like reverie, but then like everyone gets solemn the next day, at least, if you are into the tradition of, in particular, the Catholic Church, and like people go get ashes and they give up something for Lent for 40 days. That's kind of interesting. Maybe in a sense, I'm not saying we're giving up anything or following Lent in particular, but it's funny, we're on this 60-day, renovation, the 60-day moving forward in new ways.
Yeah, and just revealing and unfolding.
But any of you that want to celebrate Lent, or whether you call it a celebration or just observe Lent, maybe along with us, you could give up something that's not serving you for whatever reason. Or a good thing is to bring in something that could be beneficial. And in this case, you're bringing in like sharing about the fact that you've had some anger that you're dealing with and it's coming up.
And I'm so glad too.
Yeah.
It feels good to just let it be and just work with it and move on.
Yes.
Because I think that anger can be a stopping point. It could be if you just sit there with it. But if you just like let it go and let it be there,
The process of anger
yeah,
can move through
yeah,
instead of sit there
yeah,
and make someone kind of
just
be a little
I don't know what you call it. Not angry, but
lack of fluidity, lack of the slushiness of life, the good juicy stuff. It gets a little bit rigid with anger. Yeah. Here's to more fluidity.
Here's to more anger.
Expression.
Expression.
In healthy ways.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I didn't mean
Okay, we'll elaborate on what we started yesterday. The way things are being said is shaping our reality so much. So isn't it important to say we're not just saying, oh, let's all just feel angry or whatever. It's like healthy anger expression is great. It's a distinction of what's going on here. It's not just the topic of anger, but it's like, what about it? Find a healthy way to express it, like screaming into a pillow, like taking a kickboxing class and work with one of those pads that can take the kicks. It's okay, right? Punching bags.
Yeah.
It's all healthy ways to do it.
My I have this little quick story here. My dad, my parents split up, and my dad was really angry that the family was being split up, and he told me when I was, I don't know, I think it was in my 20s or something like that, maybe even a little younger. But he told me that he was so mad at my mother for what, I don't even know what happened, but he took a trash can out into the middle of these fields where there's nobody around with a baseball bat and just banged on it. He just hit it and banged it and banged it and hit it. He was just so mad, and I thought, wow, that's, when he did, I was like, you did what? Really? Wow, that's pretty wild. I mean, I think it was I was a teenager, so I was like, wow, that's.
Could you imagine seeing him do that?
I can't
You
imagine
it.
Yeah, I can imagine seeing him doing it. So. Yeah, I think anger can really be released through all kinds of different ways. When something happens in life, and you're pissed off, whether it's somebody else did something or just something in your own body is like, doing something. It's like, it's okay to get angry. It's all right. Can you imagine being angry and not expressing it? I mean, if you can conceptualize, being angry and just like.
Oh, that's a quintessential movie thing. Like, oh, they think someone's angry, but they just are quiet, or they maybe stomp around, or they mope around, or something. But it's like, they're angry, but they're not really getting it out. But everyone knows it. Isn't that funny? That's a weird way of getting it out. It's not really getting out. It's just it's just painting the town with your discontent. But yeah, let it out in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Wow, trash can and baseball bat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, day 2 of this adventure of really moving ahead.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
It happens to be starting on March 4th. Yes.
I was angry all day today, so I'm doing great now.
Well, that's great to hear. I'm glad you feel so buoyant about it now. Yeah.
It really helps. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess this is our Lenten practice.
And next time I'll show you my anger, maybe.
Oh.
just to have
an exhibit.
The perspective.
Ooh.
Yeah.
If you'd like to see that, let us know in the comments. Have to bring some earplugs for that one.
Yeah. All right. Great. Shall we sign off?
We are signing off, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. for a continuing adventure of Mark and Sharon's Moving Ahead 2025. All right, Wondrous Ones. We'll see you on the next one.